Which brings us to our next presentation. And we're back to our hosts. So it is Mrs. Maipepi Ndladla, the school principal from Emasangweni Primary School, and Mr. Mongezi Veti from Exaro, also our very, very kind host of today's function. So as you can see, he's definitely an off-roader of note, playing golf when he has a moment, and the song has also been specifically chosen. And then Maipepi, mother of twins, there's a twin theme going on in this particular group. We have 4 parents of twins in this tiny little leadership circle. So yes, as you can imagine, they're a busy team. So, so they're going to share with us their journey, which has been a very, very exciting one as well. And you would have noticed, and I must be honest with you, the business partners have hit this very, very well this afternoon, is that all of them travel extensively. So their time commitment of being in the country to attend to the partnership is a huge challenge. So I just want all of you to, with me, acknowledge that fact with our business leaders that took part in this program, that they've really, really gone beyond the extra mile. So put your hands together to welcome Maipepi and Mongezi.
You're a scattering of Africa because you are between the Eastern Cape and
yeah, it's appropriate.
Mother of twins. If you have enough of the music, you just push that, and I hope I fixed it. Oh,
Wait, which one? Where?
No, just there. Yeah.
Oh. Do you want to? You must dance.
Yeah.
You must dance.
Let's get down. Hurry.
Good afternoon, everybody. I must just make a disclaimer. I'm not sure about the whales on the screen there. Okay, I'm glad with the last presentation today.
Not today. Before break.
Oh, in our group, sorry. In our group. Okay.
It's working again.
Okay. All right, we'll walk you through our table of contents today. Bit on introduction, benefits of the program, purpose, challenges, solutions, and the way forward. All right, with respect to just introduction of my partner here, Maipepi. If you see on the picture there, that was our very first meeting, which happened at the school at Emasangweni. All right, as a person, I found him to be a very courageous leader, and he's also goal-oriented person. Maipepi is also firm in the decision-making process. And just a little bit to tell you about our relationship as partners, in as far as his character is concerned, about her being firm. Right in the middle of the program, I noticed that she has got this particular character of being a firm individual, and I asked her a question at some point to say, in your team, because all the teachers that I have been exposed to, they happen to be all females. And I asked her, how many males are at this school, Maipepi? And surprisingly enough, it was just one male. And and to my affirmation of what I was thinking, I thought, oh, I know the African guys are always very uneasy to be working under a firm lady. Hence, then she has got so many ladies at the school, and she's managing it quite well. In terms of her career, she's got more than 20 years of career in teaching as well. What of particular importance is that she started on the ground and she went HOD, deputy principal, up to a point where she became a principal. And of particular significance again is that she went at that school as a principal. She was a deputy elsewhere. And that's the leader next to me.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Exaro and Partners for Possibility and my team that accompanied me to this function this afternoon. Hi, guys. And I'm going to introduce to you now my partner, and I call him these days my boss because he keeps me on the straight and narrow. Mr. Mongezi Veti, Head of Sustainability here at Exaro, and he's been with this company since its inception in 2006. And Mongezi, in describing him, his character, I would say that he is a humble. I have learned humility from him, and he is a very, very hardworking person with a very great passion for the education of the African child. Thank you, Mongezi, for being my partner. I must say that when Marishan asked me in our first meeting, would you love to have a female or a male as a partner? And I was like, oh, what, male, female? Then I said any gender is fine. And then she brought a male, and I was like, we don't know how this is gonna turn out. But I must say, that I do not regret partnering with Mongezi because he is such a hardworking and goal-oriented leader, and I am glad to have partnered with him. Ngiyabonga.
Good. All right, we went straight on the benefits of the program before we even dwell much on what we have actually done. So from my side, as a business partner, the program exposed me to incredible knowledge of education, and also the challenges that the education sector is experiencing in South Africa. We often hear people talking about the teachers on television, teachers who aren't doing what they're supposed to do and how lazy they are. Until you get to a school and you find out that the challenges that the teachers are experiencing, then you start appreciating the work and the hard work that these people are actually involved in. And also from my side, I got in here because I thought there is a contribution I can make to society, especially to the school, where I think every nation, a school or education is just a foundation of every nation. If you have educated society, more likely to have a thriving and successful nation. And then the take homes from my side, I learned to more about empathy, inspiration despite the challenges that people are enduring in the education sector. And I found it that you need to be hard and strong, and draw strength in the surrounding environment and make what is considered bad and turn it into good use.
Okay, thank you, Mongezi. From my side, lessons from the business leader in Mongezi. I have learned hard work, as I have alluded to earlier, humility, commitment, and as I said, he is a passionate leader. He is very passionate about education. And also I've learned that as we go and interact with people, networking with people, there are ever so many skills that we can learn from one another. And going forward, lessons about self is that I learned from this partnership and from the program as a whole to improve on my listening skill. I have learned to listen more and to talk less. And I have taught myself that every single person deserves to be heard. And I've listened to those voices, and I think I've learned so much. And then my communication skills also improved so much with regard to communicating with the stakeholders and interacting with everyone in the education sector as well as in the business sector. And also, let's go back to the slide.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, thank you, Mongezi.
Yeah.
Also, I realized after interacting or during our interactions that there was a need for me to change on my leadership or management style in terms of comparing with other people are doing out there from the corporate world. And then the take-home lessons for me were that the corporate management style differs a lot from what we are doing in the public sector, even though there are similarities somewhere, but we do differ, and then we learn from one another in terms of that. The importance of setting targets and goals and committing to them and making sure that implementation takes place, monitoring feedback and all those things was really very important in terms of the lessons that we have learned, time management as well. I remember once we had a meeting with Marishan, myself and Mongezi, and I don't know what the reminder that I had put on my cell phone. I was supposed to meet them at 8, and then at 8 I was sitting in my meeting at school, and then he sent me a message, "Where are you?" And I was like, "What? Our meeting is at 2 o'clock." But yeah, they managed to forgive me, and yeah. And then the impact on the trainings, I must mention that the first one, Mongezi, no, the first one, time to think, yes. That had a very serious impact on me. I learned a lot from that. And then also flawless consultation taught me that every single individual is a consultant in his or her own unique way.
Can I move now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then this is just about the purpose of what we're all about and the things that we benefited on it. The assistance in solution finding through the program and social contribution that I happen to make through the assistance of Exaro, of course, into the project. And the knowledge sharing, which involved not just my Pepe, but her own SMT, the whole entire staff, including the people who are general workers at the school, and understanding of the challenges as well, as I've said earlier on.
From my side, I think the purpose when we joined or we established the partnership was to assist in solution finding, like Mongezi has already mentioned, social contribution. So those were the common ones, knowledge sharing. But from my side, learning from the business sector and the transfer of knowledge was actually standing out for me.
Oh, yeah, no time. All right, I see the time is against us there. All right, the challenges we experience, which are the things that we are working on and we're still gonna go forward with, is late coming at the school, absenteeism, overcrowding, and sports facilities. And my paper will talk about on this slide.
Okay, after identifying the challenges that we have as a school, we sat down and agreed with my partner that we are going to embark on engaging all the stakeholders in terms of finding solutions and working together to implement the solutions to the challenges that we have identified. So we drew up a program that would run for the whole year, and we identified the months in which we could do each and every one of those programs that we had agreed on. In March, as the first slide showed, Mongezi came to the school to meet the school management team, as well as to see the whole school in terms of infrastructure and everything. And then in April, I had a chance to go with the HOD for career guidance at our school to Exaro Mines in Kriel, where we even went underground. It was a first experience for me, very exciting, very educational, and also a bit traumatizing, if I may add. Right, and yeah, that also, the aim of that was that when we came back, we to teach our children that they could also take a career in mining, and what are the subjects that they can learn in terms of if they wanted to be to go into mining. In May, we had an SMT and SGB leadership training, the same place where Tumi and MEM principal went. And I think Tumi has explained what went down there. We learned about the trust in terms of a relationship between the horse and human beings. And then in June, we took the whole staff and the general workers plus the school governing body to the Blades, some place north of Pretoria, and we had our staff team building session there. And all these programs or these sessions were sponsored by Exaro. Our heartfelt gratitude to Exaro. Asbashayeleni Zandla. And then in July, we had our Mandela Day celebrations where Exaro donated a lot of paint, and Mongezi and his team came to the school, and then there were a few community members that came and joined us, as well as the staff, to paint the school, and also they donated library books. And then in August, Exaro donated furniture for the offices, the administration block, and of which we are so grateful because we had a shortage of furniture in the administration block. And then lastly, in October on the 21st, 80 learners from our school, top 10 in each grade from grade R to grade 7, were in this auditorium, entertained by the boss the whole day. They had fun, they had lunch, and they were also given gift packs to take home. Siyabonga, Exaro.
Thank you. Just on still to do, we're the odd group that thought we should go a little bit forward with the program. That we're still gonna do the school, measure the school performance like the base of the last 3 years, and so that we can see what's gonna be the performance going forward. There will be a little bit of mentoring. I've actually asked my colleagues, some of them are sitting at the back there. I will take 2 of their top best students and mentor them, and then each one of my colleagues will have one. We'll have maybe 4 interactions over the in a year. Yes, yeah, that's the process of adopting a child. And then we'll also do some work to help the school. Remember, this is a school in Mamelodi, and for the mere fact that it is there, so it's underdeveloped or underfunded school. It's one of those who depend to government 100%. And then provision of furniture and water security, we'll look at that obviously through the funding that we'll try to raise over the next coming years. I've spoken about this one, just the last photos. The photo on the left-hand side, this is the underground photo. We took that photo when we were coming from underground, and my papi and her deputy are in there. HOD, sorry, not deputy, oh. I know the deputy is here, he's looking at me already. And then there was a write-up in the mine magazine in Dorfontein about the whole trip. That was quite a good exposure for the teachers to go and experience underground. And on the far right there is a conglomerate of our group. Some of the members are here seated at the back. And that was the event which was sold earlier on about the students who were going to America, and we thought that was a great contribution. Going to Australia, sorry. That was a great contribution by Absa there. And thank you very much for listening to us. Sorry.
Thanks.